Every day you make thousands of decisions without even thinking about it. Like right now, watching this video. Decision. Are you standing or sitting? Decision. Are you in line at a grocery store or are you watching this at home? Decision. As a matter of fact, we make like 35,000 decisions every single day. Each decision that you make has an impact on your future decisions. And I'm not talking that far away. From morning till night, each decision you make gets worse. This is because of something called decision fatigue. Making a decision is taxing. And depending on how much of a stressful life we live, our decision-making process deteriorates that much more quickly. Which means that your kids are actually right. Sometimes you're not being fair. Have you ever wondered why it is that the whiniest, most complaining child hears the most yeses? Well, that's because that whiny, complaining child is actually pulling multiple decisions from you every few minutes over the course of your entire day. By the time you get to the end of your day, you're tired and fed up of saying no to this child. And you start to give in and say yes. And then after you've put that child to bed and you go back to the kitchen and you're cleaning up and you're faced with that leftover cake, well, now you have the decision of, do I pack it up and put it in the fridge or do I just eat it? Decision fatigue causes us to do what's easier and emotionally pleasing. The problem is, what seems easier is often based on poor decision making that we're doing at the end of the day. Because in fact, it's much easier to put the cake in the fridge than it is to recover from overeating carbs, let's say if you're doing a ketogenic lifestyle, than it is to lose the weight of eating extra food that you didn't need, than it is to get over being upset with myself for having eaten something that I didn't need to eat if I'm trying to lose weight, to get over the guilt that I will live having eaten the thing that I knew I shouldn't have eaten, having to deal with the mad that I'm going to be at myself about all of this. Putting in the fridge is obviously easier than the mental assault I'm going to do on myself for eating leftover cake. This is quite the dilemma. Like I said, we make 35,000-ish decisions every single day. Parenting, work, school, finances, these decisions need to be made. By the end of the day, what mental energy do we have left for ourselves, for taking care of our health? We are constantly giving our mental energy to our spouse, our children, our work, and everything else that we deem important, leaving ourselves for last. And by the time we get around to making decisions for our better health, we're making bad decisions because of decision fatigue. We don't weigh the consequences of the things that we're going to do. We don't make proper trade-offs between what makes the most sense at any particular moment in time. And even worse, we often avoid making decisions. But what about when we know this is happening? What safeguards can we put in place to help ourselves so that the decisions being made at the end of the day are better? Well, many of us would try to hand that decision-making process over to somebody else because I know I'm making bad decisions. Just handing it over to my partner? Well, unless your partner is living a very different schedule than you're living, handing decision-making over to your partner isn't going to work because they've made thousands of decisions themselves over the course of today. So what are we supposed to do? There are two really important things that I want you to do to help you to solve how decision fatigue impacts our behavior at the end of the day, especially when it comes to your health, which inevitably is impacted by what you eat. The first one is make decisions about your meals when you're fresh. Plan what you're going to eat in advance, when you're still able to make good decisions, when you're still able to choose well for yourself. We end up eating our children's leftovers and snacking late at night because we left those as options because we didn't have a plan for what would I do if it's 10 o'clock and I go into the kitchen and I see a cookie. But when we've decided in advance that we eat healthy, and I only eat healthy foods, when I see the cookie, I have an answer already in my head. I already know that cookies are not healthy. And so therefore, the decision is pre-made. I don't eat that. The second thing that I want you to do to make sure that you can manage your behavior at night is to take care of your emotional health. After a long day of making many multiple decisions, some of them very stressful because they're related to work or the children or finances, plan for some downtime for yourself where you actually enjoy your time. Whether it's relaxing with a book, watching a funny show, going for a walk, do something that you know helps you to feel re-energized and helps you to feel taken care of. These decisions need to get made by deciding in advance what the answers are, because these are often questions that we see repeatedly. I know that I'm going to clean up the kitchen and my kids' leftovers are going to be there. Deciding in advance allows you to apply a good answer rather than the self-soothing answer you might make in that moment when you're exhausted at the end of your day. This video on the screen right here is going to help you to know what's the most important question to ask when you're trying to manage your weight loss. Wellness Warriors, a good plan that you've committed to follow means that you eat on plan. That's how you really do eliminate overeating at night. Wellness Warriors, as always, I'm so happy that you come back. Everybody who's new, subscribe and ring that bell so that you can get on the road to health. I love making these videos for you guys, and I really can't wait to talk to you guys again next week.